Welcome to the Town of Newmarket's Career Opportunities page, where applying for a position and achieving your dream to positively impact your community has never been easier. In this video, you will learn how to use the system to not only apply for open positions, but also how to manage your account profile and information so that it is up to date. We will demonstrate how to create a new account, how to search for jobs, the process to apply for a job, and how to utilize the Career Center links to manage and update your account profile, to review your resume submission history, to review and manage interviews, and much, much more. So let's begin. The first area you're brought to is the main Career Opportunities page, where you will be able to take advantage of several search options to locate that perfect position. The Career Opportunities page automatically provides you with a list of the jobs that are currently available at the Town of Newmarket. Along with the job title, we can also see some other key pieces of information, including where this job is located, what date this job was opened, what department or division does this job reside in, and we're provided with a specific code that identifies this job. I can determine how many positions I'd like displayed per page, as well as use the arrows provided here to toggle between those pages. To locate a specific job based on criteria that I am most interested in, I can utilize the search options provided to me: a quick job search as well as an advanced job search. If I'd like to conduct a quick job search, I'll simply click on that quick job search link. I'm taken to a new page and provided with a form where I can search by specific criteria. I can conduct a keyword search and search for jobs with all of the following keywords, with at least one of the following keywords, with this exact phrase, and a search without the following keywords. I can also search by location as well as category. These are multi-select lists, and I am able to choose more than one. I can also conduct an advanced job search by clicking on the Advanced Job Search link. This form not only gives me the ability to search by keyword, location, and category, but I have a few other items to search by, including organizational unit, a specific postal code radius, the job code or requisition number, as well as career level, job type, and travel required for the specific position. Once I've made my selections based on the criteria that I'm interested in, I'll simply click the search button, and I'm shown a list of any of those positions that have met my criteria. Once I've determined the job that I'm interested in applying to, I need to click on that job title to begin the application process. I'll begin the application by first choosing the specific job title that I'd like to apply to. By clicking on that job title link, I'm redirected to a page where I can preview the job details. Here I'll be able to review the requirements, responsibilities, and description of the specific job. I also have the ability to share this job a few different ways from this page. I have a direct link to Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, where I can share the details on those particular social media networks. At the bottom of my job details page, I also have the ability to send this job to a friend. I'll be provided with an area to input an email address of an individual I feel may be qualified and interested in this position. If I determine that I meet the minimum requirements and qualifications, I can start the application process by clicking on the Submit Your Resume CV to this job. Before I complete the application, I do need to log in. If I'm a first-time user, I need to create a new account. If I'm a returning user, I'll use my email address and password to log into the system. Because I am a first-time user, I'm going to select to create a new account and continue my application. Here on the Create an Account page, I'm provided with a form. All fields that are red with an asterisk are required fields and the minimum amount of information needed to complete the application. I can key in specific information. I can also import my personal information from LinkedIn. I do need to create a password so that I can log in at a later date. There is an information bubble provided to you that gives you information as far as what constitutes a valid password. I do need to select the referral source. I can enter my address information, but I do need to enter a valid email address so the system can notify me and correspond with any specific information regarding the recruitment and interview process. I am provided with the terms of use that I do need to read through thoroughly and agree to by checking the box provided. Once I'm satisfied, I'll click Submit to continue with the application process. Now that my account has been created, I can continue with the application process. I'm presented with a graphical bar at the top of the page that shows me the steps in applying for this specific position. I also can see what position I'm applying to, as well as if this step is required. The first step is to complete my resume CV profile. A few fields may already be pre-populated based on the information provided when I created a new account. I can continue to complete this profile. I can also choose to upload my professional resume. By clicking on the Upload Resume link, I'm provided with an area where I can browse my computer and find the resume I'd like to upload. Based on the resume that I've uploaded, we may have a few fields that are pre-populated. Those that are red with the asterisks are required fields. However, the more information you can provide, the better. I can see that professional resume that has been uploaded, and I can format this resume if needed. I'll continue to complete my required fields, but if satisfied, I can move to the next step. I can also go to the previous page, choose to finish later, and cancel the submission process. But let's click Next to move to the next step. If this position does have a screening questionnaire attached, this will be the second step in the application process. Here I can view the screening questionnaire and answer it to the best of my ability. Once completed, I'll click Next. In step 3, I'm given the opportunity to add a cover letter to my application. I can create a new cover letter by giving this cover letter a name and using the cover letter contents area to either key in a new cover letter or copy and paste from an existing Word document that I may have in existence. I can copy and paste that information right into this DHTML text editor box. I can leave it as is or use the formatting capability provided. If I am a returning user and already have a cover letter stored in the system, I can also click on the green check mark in the Actions column and use this cover letter for this specific requisition application. Once I'm ready to move to the next step, I'll click on the Next button. In Step 4, I have the opportunity to build a skills profile. Along with your resume and application, profiles can also be reviewed and searched by hiring personnel, thus alerting them to your traits and experience and possibly matching you to other opportunities. Here I'm provided with a list of skill categories. If I click on that category name, I'm presented with the skill name. If I have the skill, I can check the appropriate box, then choose my skill level, how long I've been using this skill, and the last time that I used this skill. I can then switch to other categories and continue to build out my skills profile. This is a step that can be skipped, but if I'm satisfied, I'll click Next to move to the next step in the process. Step 5 is the last step in our application process. Step 5 allows us to preview what we've done so far. We can preview the details and information from the resume CV profile that we created. We can view the cover letter that we've attached to this application, as well as view any of the skills that we've added to the skill profile. If we've made a mistake or would like to go back and edit, we can click on that pencil icon that allows us to go back to that specific section. But if I'm satisfied, I can simply click the Finish button to submit my application. Once I've completed my application, I will receive my success message and am brought to a new page. On this page, I have a direct link to continue to preview my resume CV submission history. So let's click on that link. I'm now brought to my resume CV submission history page, where I'm going to be able to view information about completed applications as well as incomplete applications. In my completed applications table, I can view the requisition number, job title, the location of the job, the date that I applied, if an interview has been scheduled, and I do have a few actions. I'm able to view my resume, I'm able to view the cover letter, and I'm also able to remove myself from consideration. Under the incomplete applications, I can preview any positions that I have started the application process but decided to complete later. I can also see the requisition number, job title, the location, but I have a current step in process column that'll show me the last step that I took in the application process. I can see when I started the application process, and in my Actions column, I can continue or I can cancel the application. The submission history page is one of many useful links that you have at your fingertips. So let's go to the main Career Center page and learn about a few other areas that you can take advantage of. In order to get to your Career Center, simply go to the top of the page and click on the Career Center link. Your Career Center holds all of the links for managing your resume, CV, attachments, submissions, and searches and information that can help you locate that ideal position. Let's review the most commonly used links individually, starting with the resume CV and resume CV attachments. To preview and manage your resume CV profile information that you entered when your account was created, simply click on the resume CV link. you will be directed to the Resume CV profile. If anything has changed and you need to edit this information, simply click on the Edit Resume CV button, and you'll be directed to the form that was completed previously. Here you can choose to edit any information if necessary. If you have changed anything, click the Submit button and those changes will take place immediately. Once submitted, I'm sent back to that Resume CV profile and I can review any changes that have been made. Not only do I have the opportunity to edit my resume, but I also have a link to preview my Resume CV submission history. So let's go back to the Career Center and discuss Resume CV attachments. You have the ability to add attachments to your account profile. These attachments will be available to recruiters and other hiring personnel at the town of Newmarket. Here on the Resume CV Attachments page, I do have a table. I can see the Resume CV attachment name, a description, and a few actions. I am able to download this attachment as well as delete it. If I do want to attach any other documents so that they will be available to the hiring personnel, I can click on the Add New Resume CV Attachment link. I'm presented with an area where I can add a description. Perhaps I want to include my college transcripts. I'll be able to click on the Browse button to search and choose for the specific document that I'm looking for. I'll click the Add Attachment button, and now I'll have that new Resume CV attachment that's not only available to me for download or deletion, but will also be available to the hiring personnel. Back at the Career Center, I can also take advantage of my Skills Profile link as well as my Competency Profile link. Along with your resume and application, these profiles can also be reviewed and searched by hiring personnel, thus alerting them to any traits or attributes and possibly matching you to an open opportunity. To manage and update your skills profile, simply click on the Skills Profile link. This will direct me to my Skills Profile page, where I can see skill categories. I'll be able to add into my skills profile, and I can view any current skills that are tied to my profile. If I want to add to my skills profile, let's use the Skills Category library, choose the appropriate category. Now in my skills area, I can view the specific skill. I can choose which skill I currently have, choose the appropriate skill level, usage, and the last time that I used this skill. Once satisfied, I'll click Submit. I'll receive my success message, and now we have those 2 new skills added to my profile. Similar to the way that we update and manage our skills profile, we'll also be able to manage and update our competency profile. On our competency profile page, we also have a library that shows our competency types. We can open the individual type to preview the competencies that are tied to this competency type. If I'd like to add any of these competencies to those that are already part of my competency profile, I can choose the appropriate ones and click Submit. I'll receive my success message, and now my competency profile also includes those that I've just entered. Another useful feature that we're going to find in the Career Center is the ability to create job search agents. You can create search agents that will automatically search the database daily for new submissions that match the agent's criteria. If a match is found, an email notification is sent with the link to view the details of that position. Here on the Search Agents page, I can view any search agents that currently exist. I'm able to view that search agent name, if it's active, the delivery method of that match notification, the delivery frequency, the next run date, and the date the search agent was created. I can run this agent manually, and I can delete this agent. If I'm interested in positions with another set of criteria, and I'd like to be notified when those positions are available, I can create new search agents by clicking on the Create New Search Agent link. Here I'm presented with forms to conduct an advanced search and choose the specific criteria. I can choose a quick search and use that criteria. Perhaps I'd like to be alerted every time an administrative or clerical position becomes available. I'll choose that and click Search. The system will conduct a search to find any matches that are currently available, but I can also save this as a search agent so the system alerts me in the future when positions matching this criteria become available. To save as a search agent, I'll click on that link, and I'm now provided with a few fields. Those that are red with an asterisk are required. I do need to give the search agent a unique name. Perhaps I'm going to call this my admin search agent. I can determine if this is active or not active. Active meaning yes, I want to receive notifications. Not active meaning no. I'd like the search agent to exist in the system, but I do not want to receive email notifications. And then I must acknowledge that I'm requesting to receive email of job notifications based on the criteria above. I'll click Save Search as Job Agent. Now this search will also exist in my search agent management area. And if I want to go back and view all of my search agents, I'll simply click on My Job Search Agents link. It'll take me to an area where I can view my current agents, the details, as well as any actions I can take advantage of. You have two links that will be of importance to you when you've been invited or scheduled for an interview by the town of Newmarket. You have a link to the interview invitation history, as well as any interview invitations. If we click on the interview invitation history link, we're taken to a page that provides a list of interviews that you have been scheduled for, including the date and time, what position you're interviewing for, and any notes or details that you may need to be prepared for this interview. You also have a link to interview invitations. The interview invitations page shows any interview invitations that are still pending. It is here that you will be able to accept or reject an interview invitation. I'll also be able to see the date, the time of the specific interview or interview event, and I can claim a slot. I'll be asked if I do want to accept this invitation. Of course, I can also reject this interview invitation. Once you have claimed a slot and accepted the interview invitation, the system will automatically email you a confirmation. I will receive my success message, and I do have a link back to my interview invitation history page, where I can see both interviews that I've accepted and their details. From the Career Center, you also have links to update your user account details, as well as update and manage your login credentials. We can change our username and password at any time. Your username and password gives you access to the system, so it is very important that your password be safeguarded. If you feel that your password has been compromised, you do have the ability to change it. By clicking the Change Username/Password link, we're taken to a page where we can easily enter a new username or a new password. Also, if you do happen to forget your password and the system generates a generic password for you, you can come back to this page and change it to something more memorable. We're also able to update our own account information. By clicking on the User Account Details link, we're brought to an area where we can see our personal information. If anything has changed and needs to be edited, we can simply click on our edit icon. We're presented with a form, and we can make any changes if necessary. Once those changes have been made, we'll click Save. Those changes will be updated and viewable to the hiring personnel. Other links that you may use in the future from the Career Center's page are the Candidate Offers link and the Onboarding New Hire Checklist link. Watch out for these features as they may become pertinent if you are hired as an employee for the town of Newmarket, since this is where offer letters and onboarding documents are stored and retrieved. Along with the links that we have reviewed, you also have access to additional tools and resources to help you utilize the system. Here in Notifications, you will have access to a history log of correspondence that has been sent and received by the hiring personnel. You'll see that correspondence history, system notification history, as well as the notification delivery type. You also have access to view an FAQ page, or frequently asked questions. This page is designed to provide answers to frequently asked questions to help you understand the functionality of the system and terms associated with the applicable programs and processes. You have access to a technical support box, or basically a suggestion box. This gives you the opportunity to submit any suggestions to the hiring personnel at the town of Newmarket to receive and review. You also have access to a Help on this Page link. By clicking on the Help on this Page, a new window will open to give you specific instructions and details about the page you are currently on. This page is also printable. And lastly, you do have your Logout button. The Logout link will allow you to log out successfully and securely once you have completed submitting an application or updating any account information. Now that we've reviewed the application process and your Career Center management options, you're ready to move forward and apply to that perfect position.